Our next guests are teaming up for a new film about love, about identity, and returning home. Elliot Page is an Academy Award-nominated actor, best known for starring in Juno and the Umbrella Academy, and Hillary Baack has starred in films like Sound of Metal and You and Me. Now they are starring in the film Close to You. The film follows Sam, a trans man played by Page, who returns home for the first time in more than 4 years and is forced to confront unresolved wounds and his relationship with his family. In the clip you're about to see, he reconnects with an old love from high school named Catherine, played by Baack.
You look so good, you really do. You look just so, like you just look the same, just more you. I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah?
It's cool to be like, oh yeah, there's that guy. I was wondering where he was.
Ah, I love that. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks. I'm happy for you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Elliot Page and Hillary Baack, who is deaf, they join us now for their first morning show interview together, and we appreciate that. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
So much of this film takes place in just the expressions on people's faces, and you have a sense of what their interior is, but it's just there in the eyes, and that's so subtle and so beautifully done. The other thing that we've all been talking about is how amazing it is that the dialogue wasn't there in a scripted form. You're improvising. Is it all of it, Elliot?
Virtually, yes. Dominic Savage, who directed this film, this is how he makes work. He made this incredible series in the UK called I Am. And the first one I saw, the one he did with Samantha Morton, blew me away because of the intimacy, because of the rawness. And I was just thrilled at the opportunity to get to work with him and work in this way. And I think I can speak for all of the actors in this film that it's really a dream, like a true dream to work in that way.
What about the story? What about the character of Sam and the love story resonated with you?
Gosh, well, I think that was actually the initial sort of idea that Dominic and I spoke about, which was meeting someone from your past that you had a lot of love for and quite a connection, but maybe because of time and place where you grew up, that couldn't be fully realized. And what would it be like to run into that person again? And that's who Sam runs into on the way home to visit his family.
I know, Hillary, I loved your character because, you know, the character is deaf in the film, but it doesn't dwell on that. You say that that was very important to the storyline, not to dwell on it. Why did you believe that, and why did you want to play it that way?
I feel like it's important and exciting to see a deaf character in a story where she's a part of the story and it's not about her deafness. Mm-hmm. She happens to be deaf, that's a part of her. It is part of that story in a way, but she's a whole person and she's part of the world, just like there's deaf people in the world and she's part of this love story. Mm-hmm. And it's exciting to see that. We don't see that very often.
No.
It tends to be just about the deafness.
You say, Hillary, that the connection that you share with Sam is very pure. What did you mean by that?
Well, for one thing, they're friends from way back when they were so young. So the connection begins at such an innocent part of their lives. And then and now, I feel like their connection, they really just see each other's heart. You know, they see right to the core, and it's almost simple in a way. Very beautiful.
Elliot, I loved your character because, and particularly, you said this was your first film since coming out as transgender. Sam in the movie is also coming out as transgender to his family. Mm-hmm. And everybody is trying to adjust and navigate that. Did you feel extra pressure in doing this? Were you concerned about doing it and getting it right? Because so many people are still struggling on what to do, what to say, how to say.
Yeah, I mean, because of the lack of representation, of course, you have to be responsible and mindful and doing something that is improvised. It was like, what sort of parameters are we kind of setting in regards to how people are with Sam, how he's treated? And I think what we wanted to do with this film is have him go home to a family that is welcoming and loves him, and, you know, but they're not quite getting everything right. And there's still
Well,
maybe...
they had a jerky brother-in-law who was very passive.
Well, we do have this...
We know that guy.
Yes, we have this guy, yes. It was trying to find, you know, the nuance in a lot of these moments that I think a lot of trans and queer people will probably relate to.
Yeah, one of the things we were talking about before you turned up is how often it feels as if you have to make other people feel comfortable. The movie makes that a point, that you're there to make them feel comfortable when it should be kind of the other way around. And I feel like that's probably like in the real world too. Yes,
absolutely. And I think for, you know, any person from a marginalized community is like so often put in that position. So, yeah, these were the sort of, moments and themes that we were, trying to portray in the film.
Yeah.
And Hillary, you two have known each other for years. What was it like for both of you working together, and especially on this particular project?
I mean, it was such a joy and an honor to get to work together and to be by Elliot's side at this time. And I feel like getting to do this kind of work, the improvisational work, it was just amazing to dive into the scene together. And because of our friendship, we just trust each other.
Yes.
And so that wasn't an issue. We could just jump in together and trust each other and play and find things and go deeper together, and I loved it.
I was fascinated, guys, by the improv, because some of the lines I went, ooh, I can't believe they said that. Ooh, I can't believe they looked that way.
Yeah.
That was all improvised.
It just happens. And leading up to this, it was incredibly nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I think it shows just how Dominic, how he leads with his heart. He's someone you completely trust. You don't feel like you're going to be judged or anything. Creates this space, who he cast, incredible crew.
Yes.
And it is, dare I say, a bit magical. You really do disappear.
It is magical, and it's completely immersive. That's the feeling. When you watch this, you were there. You were in this family. It really is a triumph in that way.
Elliot Page, Hillary Baack, thank you both so much for being here. Close to You opens in theaters nationwide.